Let's understand the box model. According to the box model, every element is a rectangular box on a page that may have some width, height, padding, borders, and margins. Let's check out one example here. On this page right now, we have different elements. Let's inspect this heading here. Soon we are going to learn about developer tools, then we'll learn how to inspect an element on a page. So for now, let's see here. So if I hover over this H1 tag, we can find a rectangular box around this H1 tag. Similarly, if I inspect any element, for example, let's check out this image here. Again, if I hover over here, we can see there is a rectangular box around this image also. If there is a circle also, let's check out one circle here, inspect it. So if I hover on this image right now, we can see that there is a rectangular box around this circle. So according to box model, every element is a rectangular box. It can be circle or image or any heading or a button. Each and everything is a rectangular box on a page. The width, height, padding, borders and margins are the key point of the box model, which plays an important role in deciding the size of a box on a page. It is worth to note here that every element is a rectangular box and every element has to follow the rules of box model. Okay, the core of the box is defined by the width and height of the box that depends upon the display property of the element, content of the element, or specified width and height of the element in CSS. After the content, width and height, padding comes followed by border, which again increase the size of the box outward. And last, the margin comes, which is getting applied outside the box. Alright, let's discuss all these box model properties one by one. So first we will discuss about width and height, then padding, then border, and then margin. So let's take one element, maybe div, and inside this let's write box. So we will style this using a class, maybe box class. So let's go to the CSS, and inside the CSS let's target box class, and inside this let's define width 300 px, and then let's also define height 300 px, and we will also apply some background color, say crimson. Check out the result here. Now we have a box with box written inside, and this box is having width 300 px as well as height 300 px. Every element has some default width based on the display property. If it is a block level element, it will have 100% width covering whole horizontal space. If it is an inline or inline block level element, it will have the width according to the content it wraps. To set a specified width, we use width property that we have applied here. And after width, we have height. As every element has some default width, in a similar way, every element has some default height also. That is always determined by its content. Whether it's a block level element or inline level element, each and every element will have height according to the content it wraps. To specify the height, we use height property that we have used here. After the width and height, padding comes. So let's apply some padding on this box now, say 20 px. Save the file, check out the result here. As we can see here that as soon as we apply padding of 20 px, the box size expands and also the content got some spaces from the edges of the box. Padding falls inside the element's border, and to apply padding we use padding property that we have seen here. The padding property is applied to provide some space around the content within the element. Sometimes it is also known as breathing space to the content inside the element. There are different approaches that we can take to apply padding. There are some shorthand properties as well as longhand properties. This padding 20px is a shorthand properties. In the shorthand properties, using just one property, we can apply the value of other properties also in CSS. On the other hand, we have longhand. The longhand is a individual properties that can be applied individually. For example, if we want to apply padding from the left side or right side or top or bottom, we can apply individually. Say padding maybe left, say 30 px. Now let's get rid of this padding first and check out our result here. We can see that now the box is getting padding from the left side only. So let's check out one more. Let's now apply padding from the top side, say 30 px once again. So now the box is getting padding from the top side only. So this is the shorthand and the longhand property. Inside the shorthand also we can apply individual values. If I apply two values, say 20 px and 30 px, now this time the first value is applied from top and bottom and the second value is applied from the left and right. Let's check out the result, save it. So now we can see, now we have first value that is 20 px from top and bottom padding, and the second value is from the left and right. Or else we can also apply individually or in the shorthand one. So if I apply 4 value at the same time, say 20px, 30px, 40px, 50px, it moves in clockwise. The first value is for the top, second is for the right, third is for the bottom, and the last one is for the left side. Save it and check out the result. So on the individual side, we have applied individual padding using shorthand properties. So we'll stick with the just one values, that is 20px. Now we have just 20px padding all around this box. After the padding, border comes. Border is used to provide some outline around an element. To apply border, we have border property, which requires 3 different values, that is border width, border style, and border color. So let's apply some border here. Say border property, then maybe 10px solid, and maybe color aqua. Now the first value is for the border width, the second value is for the border style, and the last value is for the border color. Save it and check out the result here. We can see here there is a border of aqua color all around this box. For the border property also, there are some shorthand properties as well as some longhand properties. So we can also apply these all values individually. So for the border width, we can say property border width 10px, then border style solid, then border color aqua. Let's get rid of these shorthand properties, save the file and check out the result. No changes because this time applied same values but in the longhand, that is border width, border style, and border color. We can also do one thing, that we can apply this border individually. We can say border left, border right, border top, or border bottom. Let's get rid of this now. Border bottom. Save it. We can see this time we have border just on the bottom side. For this also we can say border bottom width. So we can say border bottom width, border bottom style, border bottom color. Save it, check out the result. No changes. Alright, this is how we apply border around the boxes. Let's discuss one more thing about the border, that is border style. So this is the border style, that is solid. So we can also apply dashed. Now we have dashed border around this box. We have also dotted, this time dotted. We have double, check out the result here. This time we have double border around all these boxes. These are the different styles of the border, that is we have solid, double, dashed, dotted, etc. Let's apply solid border only. So now we have solid border. There is one more property of the border that we can apply, that is border radius. Say 12px, save the file and check out the result here. As we can see here, the corner of the box becomes rounded. The border radius property is to apply to get a rounded or a soft corner of the border. And the values can be normal length units like pixels or percentage, as we have applied this value in pixel. Alright, in the box model properties, at the last we have margin property. The margin property is very similar to the padding, but instead of applying a space inside the element, the margin property sets the space that surrounds the element from the outside. So let's apply some margin here. Say margin 20px. Save it and check out the result. So we can see here that the box got a space around all the 4 sides due to margin property that we have applied 20px. The margin property can also be used to position an element on the page. As we have seen different approaches to apply padding, similarly we can also take same kind of approach to apply margin here. So for the margin also there is some shorthand properties as well as longhand properties. So this margin 20px will apply margin around all the 4 sides of the box, or else we can also apply individually. We can say margin from the left side, maybe 40px, margin from right side, we can say 80px, then margin from top, maybe 60px. So let's get rid of these shorthand properties, save the file and check out the. As we can see, this time the box got some spaces due to margin that we have applied individually, left, right, top. We can also do with the shorthand properties that we can apply individually. So we'll get rid of these longhand properties now. We can also say something like 20px, 30px, 2 values. The first value will be for top and bottom, and the second value will be left and right. Save it, check out the result. Alright. We can also apply individually in the shorthand properties only. 20px, 30px, say 40px. May again last 50px. So here again it will move in clockwise. The first value will be for the top, second for the right, third for bottom, and the last will be for the left side. Let's check out the result. All right. Okay, we will stick to the just one value, that is 20px all around. Great. These are the different box model properties that decides the element size on a page.